All right, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us again for our staff spotlight. I'm super excited for our staff today. I'm really excited to learn more about him as well. So I'm going to let him take it away and introduce himself and tell us a little bit more of what he does at Beacon of Hope.
Hey, Jen. My name is Chris Glover, and I'm a Lynchburg native. And currently, I'm the Director of Strategy and Programs for Beacon of Hope. So that means that I'm in charge of all the K through 12 programming for Beacon of Hope. We have programs that we run for elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools with our future centers. So I'm the supervisor for all that. I'm also in charge of our organizational evaluation and strategy, like long-term strategy. And then finally, community engagement and community partnerships.
Wow, that's super cool. And how long have you been with Beacon?
I've been with Beacon just over a year.
Okay. And what is your favorite event during the academic year that Beacon holds?
Dang, I don't know. Um, so we have student events that are always fun because they involve students, but then we have fundraising events with donors that are cool too. It's just a completely different demographic, and both of them are fun. The cornament is I have never actually participated in the cornament as a staff member. I went last year um, as a participant, and that was really fun. But then I also, like this particular previous school year, we had this event at the beginning, like a launch event for the class of 2020.
Mhm.
We brought in both EC Glass High School and Heritage High School, brought them to the Academy Center for the Arts, had a speaker, a keynote speaker. We had a bunch of breakout rooms where they did interactive sessions to learn about different things that were important for college. That was probably my most fun student event just because I got to engage the most with students then.
Cool. And what would you say is your favorite Beacon memory? If you can think of one.
Um,
It can be funny or whatever.
uh, this is simple. I don't know if I have like one particular like major memory,
Yep.
but honestly, working in the office is just fun. Particularly with Laura and Joan, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've interviewed Laura, I guess by now people
Yeah.
probably know her or will learn more about her, but she's super bubbly and energetic. Um, and then Joan is just funny. She's Joan Foster. Uh,
Yep.
so I have fun in the office, just like joking around with them and playing around with them while getting work done. But I don't know, it's just an enjoyable environment.
So going off of that, how would you think your coworkers would describe you?
Dang. Um, That's such an interesting question because I never know how I hear from people how they perceive me so differently.
Mm-hmm.
I guess most people that have worked with me like closely know that I like to pick and play around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But and I take this seriously because I'm also super passionate about students and helping the community. Um, I hope my coworkers think that I'm good at my job because I take that really seriously, and I'm pretty detail oriented. Um, So I like thinking through like how to make things work and how to make strategies more sustainable and like looking for holes and gaps. Um, so I would say I think everybody that works for me knows that I'm passionate about kids because that's what I want to come through fully, and I think it does. And then beyond that, depending on what position people see me in, whether I'm their supervisor or just a coworker or at a school or in the office, I think people have different perceptions.
Yeah. Cool. And can you tell us about a little bit about your post-secondary? So your undergrad, master's, and all of that, your
Yeah,
journey.
so excuse me, undergrad, I went to Christopher Newport University, which I completely loved. Um, I have a bachelor's in history, so I was a history major. I was a leadership studies minor. Um, I was super involved in undergrad with a bunch of different things. I was a tour guide for the college. I was a part of InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. I was part of the Multicultural Student Association. Um, did a lot of different things, and I love my experience at CNU. So as soon as I left CNU, I came back to Lynchburg, and I was a teacher at Heritage High School, American history teacher, 11th grade.
Mhm.
And while I was teaching, I went back to school at Lynchburg College, formerly Lynchburg College, and I got my master's in educational leadership, um, to be a administrator, school administrator. And then I finished that in 2012. And then as soon as I finished that, I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I started pursuing a PhD technically it's a PhD in curriculum and instruction with a specialization in urban education. But most people just say it's a doctorate in urban education just to shorten it.
Yep.
And I loved my experience in Charlotte. Actually, I've loved all my educational experiences. And then I moved back to Lynchburg in 2016. I took a job as assistant principal at Dunbar Middle School, and then last year I came to Beaconville.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I didn't even know that, so that's cool. And then what would you say who your mentor is today?
Mm. So I think at each stage of my career and my educational journey, I've had different people that have kind of come alongside me
Mhm.
and kind of been like undergraduate. There was a guy that was in charge of the leadership program named Brian Larson, who was kind of like my sidekick. During my master's program, the two kind of main leaders for the educational leadership program were Dr. Roger Jones and Dr. John Walker at Lynchburg College, and I love both of them. Still actually communicate with Dr. Jones a lot as the Dean of Graduate Studies and for some teaching I do for Lynchburg or for University of Lynchburg now. I don't know that I would say like we're so closest to him being a mentor to me personally, but he actually does he gives me lots of opportunities, which I greatly appreciate, and I look to his advice because I actually trust his wisdom.
Advice would you give to the students right now that are listening for this year?
There's so many things I could say. I was actually thinking about what advice I would give to students yesterday. Advice would be don't let fear hold you back from trying something that you're not sure you're going to be good at or you're not sure you're going to succeed at, because everything is a lesson. Every
Mhm.
single thing is a lesson.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Indoor, outdoor activity, what's your favorite?
Favorite both for both?
Yeah. Yep.
Indoor. I'll say two things for indoor. One, I love playing basketball.
Hmm.
And then two, I love dancing.
No
So
way.
yeah, I did talent shows when I was in college. I was in a Mr. GQ pageant. I've done all kinds of stuff. I like going dancing. My fiance is actually big into salsa. I'm still learning that. But no, dancing is fun.
Cool.
Outdoor activity, and this is more recent. I did not used to be an outdoors person like at all.
Hmm.
But like within the last, I'd say like 3 or 4 years, I've really grown into like enjoying being in nature and stuff. So I actually really like. I don't know if I'd say I love hiking so much. I don't mind hiking. I just like being outside, like in the mountains, or in the woods, or at the beach, just
Hmm.
kind of relaxing. So like this weekend, I actually went to the mountains in North Carolina.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you, Chris, and thank you everyone for watching today. This was super great getting to know more about him, and we will definitely make sure that he watches some movies so we have a movie line for you. Anything you want to say before we sign off?
Um, One, I would say for those of you that don't know about Beacon of Hope and are watching this, welcome. And I love to hear from people. So reach out to me. You're gonna put contact information.
Yep, your contact information
Yeah,
will be there.
reach
Yeah.
out to me. I love talking to people, learning more about people in the community, and how we can assist and help, especially since my job is to connect community partners and community agencies and people that need services in whatever neighborhoods. So reach out to me.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, and thank you, everyone.